So with the recent closure of danchro, there's been a lot of talk about the new app. It's actually not a new app. It's just the Japanese danchro app. The what services will be available, what's going to be online, etc., etc. Now, I was a bit optimistic as to what they would leave us. I guess with, for lack of a better way to put it, and I'll cover more of that here towards the end of the video. But if you guys did, as I told you before the app actually closed, if you went in and linked your accounts with the Japanese version, you will have the ability right now to go in and play the Japanese version and basically access all of those things. Um, and I will warn you right now, as we kind of expected, it's not perfect. But with this post right here from at Danmachi Danchro on Twitter, this is the Japanese version of Danmachi or Danchro on Twitter. For those who wish to transfer some of the data already played to the offline version, please make sure you perform the data transfer, blah, blah, blah. So what it's going to do is it's going to direct you to this site where once you download the new version, it's going to walk you through the process. Now, I'll make this really, really, really easy for those of you that can't read Japanese. Basically, hit the green button every time. So first things first, you're going to come into the screen, and it's going to say select transfer. Accept that. Screen number 2, you're going to have this. Just click through it. Hit yes, the green button, and continue. Don't really have a choice here. Just hit the green button and continue. Now it's going to come to this, and this will be confusing to most, but to make it really, really, really simple, essentially, each one is like a different terms and conditions type situation. You could sit down and translate it and try to read through it. I don't think it's really all that important. It says all the same stuff that all of them say. Yes, they're going to sell your data. Yes, they're going to, spy on you. All that usual crap. We already knew that. We knew that from that hasn't changed much from the original thing. But it is what it is. So then you are going to click green and you're going to go through, and then that will open you up to the Japanese version of danchro. Now, I will warn you right now. For those of you that were kind of spoiled by the way the Japanese app looked before, where you still had the options to use the English text and all that, it isn't really a thing anymore. It is straight up the Japanese app, and that is kind of it. So let's take a quick look at that. So here we go, and at first glance, it actually looks very similar to what we had before, except even with the Japanese version, in the old version, you still had the opportunity to use English text. Why they took that away, I really don't know. It makes no sense why they would strip all those capabilities out of the app. It seems like they put more effort into making it a greater pain in the ass to use. I don't know, guys. I don't have an answer to why aiming does what aiming does. But you got all the usual settings here, the whole lot. But, settings-wise, very similar, just you can't use the English text. That is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. You do still, if you go over here to the main little area here, you have a bunch of the stories, and you've got most, if not all, of those mainline stories we played before. Now, I've transferred over all of my data, so I have literally everything here that we had in the past. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can go through and you can read all the stories. Nothing there has really changed all that much. However, this is really fun. So I didn't finish getting all my character stories done. So if you go down here, all the characters you unlocked are still unlocked. They're all there. Unfortunately, you do still have to unlock the other characters, and who knows how many of those we're going to be able to unlock. If you go in here, it's once again just same basic deal, right? You can upgrade characters, you can mess around with characters, it gives you all their stats and settings, and this is my first time up since I've updated the app. It's going to come through and it's going to say, oh, well, you've got this. So you can still upgrade the characters. You can still use some of the assets you had laying around to mess with them. You do have some playability here. Case in point, if we go back out here, we go in here. Let's go to our daily stuff. Maybe. No, that's not our daily stuff. I don't know about you guys, but on my phone, the app is doggedly slow. Borderline unplayable. I'm going to have to go mess around with some settings to see if I can fix that. But we can still go in and do our daily stuff and all of that. So let's go ahead and do a skip here real quick. And wait a few minutes. I don't know. The app really doesn't seem optimized. Like, the game played well on my phone before, but unfortunately, and this is truly unfortunate, I have yet to get the PC app to work. So this is all mobile right now, at least as far as I'm aware. I have re-downloaded the app. I've completely uninstalled it and reinstalled it. And I unfortunately have yet to get the PC app to work. I don't know what's going on with that, but it is what it is. Now, one thing I do want to mention here, let's go back over to the transfers real quick, because I did forget to mention something really important there. If you want to transfer your data, and if you didn't do it before and you want to do it now and you want to get in, you have to do so by the 15th of October. You have like a little over 2 weeks as of this recording to get that done. So if you want to partake in this, hopefully you already transferred everything over to the Japanese app. Then you have to do this transfer within that amount of time. So I just want to let you guys know this is a bit time limited, and I will update you guys a little bit closer to that. But I don't know if the English version could transfer over in that amount of time, but I do know that if you updated it like I did just before all this kind of went down, I updated everything so that all my English data was transferred over to the Japanese version, then you still have another 2 weeks to get that done. So get this uploaded if you want it. That's a big if, because, well, there's more to come. So the one nice thing here is you do still have all these events available. If you've got units you want to upgrade or whatever for the offline version of the game, you can do that. And then we do still have teams and stuff here that I've already pre-built. And we can go in and we can run those and we can have some fun. Once again, though, so far as I can tell, there is no English text in this whatsoever. So all the stories are going to be in Japanese. You're not going to have any of the English translations that were prior even on the Japanese version of the game. So why they would strip all that out, I really don't know. If you didn't download this prior... Oh, let's set our auto battle there. There we go. If you didn't download this prior, I do have an instruction on the channel here. I uploaded it a couple weeks ago, how you can actually get the Japanese version of the game through QApp. I would recommend going and doing that. Apparently, to get the Japanese versions on an iPhone, I still haven't confirmed. I don't know. I guess iPhone people safeguard that information. I don't know why, but it is what it is. I'm not an iPhone user, but apparently you could just change the language settings and all that, and that, the region settings and all that to Japan, and it would let you download it. Or create a new iTunes account in Japan, it will let you download it. It's apparently pretty easy. But, once again, no one's really confirmed. Nor denied, for that matter. Here's the number one problem I'm having with this app right now. Do you see how long that took to load? This app is incredibly poorly optimized. It is so bad. It really, really, really is. Let's go in here to the summon system. Oh, funny enough. So prior, it would not even let me get in here for the summons. It just kind of was what it was. Now, what's really nice here is we have a ton of tickets, and it looks like all the elements are available. Now, I wonder if all of the time-limited units are in here, because I see all the Festas and everything. I do have a few time-limited units that I'm lacking. And unfortunately, because it is all Japanese text, this is going to be really, really hard to determine. But actually, honestly, that looks like it's most everybody. If not, pretty darn close. And I'd have to translate all this to let you guys know. But let's do a quickie multi-summon and see what we get here. See if we can get anything new out of this. I do have a lot of tickets. For the first time you log in, you'll get 500 tickets. Unfortunately, all the tickets that I'd had prior just kind of got wiped. I had like 600 plus tickets before the app went down, and none of those were transferred over. Oh, I need 2,800 tickets to do that. How dare you? How dare you, aiming? That is that is the rudest damn thing. Like ever. I mean ever. So I had 600 plus tickets. We got this brand new ticket system. They took all my seals, turned it into tickets, but they did not turn my tickets into tickets. I can't go pull on the base level banner yet. I can't do that anymore. It's just the elemental banners, and everybody seems to be there, but you still have to farm up the Sealus, or the tickets, I'm sorry, in order to do that. That is incredibly rude. Like, just, I don't know, between the app optimization and the, just the greedy nature, like, even after the game closed, the game has been closed. They get nothing out of this anymore. Aiming is still doing this crap. I'm actually mad about it. Like, I'm not even lying. I'm not even joking. I am angry about that decision. Like, at least make it like 100 tickets or whatever. You gave us 500 tickets. I had hoped I could do at least one multi with that. But no, it's still 2,800 tickets. What a miserably miser, just Ebenezer Scrooge level thing to do when you've already ran your game into the ground and you're like, we have this great offline version. You can still play it. You can still enjoy it. Also, speaking of which, let me just insult to injury here, show you was my number one pet peeve is now my number two pet peeve. Let's go in here and let's take a look at what stories are available, because if you remember back, we didn't have a great number of stories, but we had a decent number of stories. These are all the archive stories that they have kept on their system. That is it. That is everything that we have. And you can't unlock more. You can't do more. That is flat, end of discussion, it. Genuinely, let me just make this very clear here, because I'm actually beyond incensed by how poorly they have handled the rollout of this offline version. I can forgive, it is a Japanese-only app, so I can forgive taking away the English language. But it was already built into the game. You didn't have to do anything. That means somebody actively went through and pulled that feature out just to spite the international fans. Number two, you had stories in the game. Yes, you would have to download those stories. Give us a damn option to download them all. Like, do you want the baseline game or do you want the full game? Like, give us the option. Most of us have enough storage on our phones to handle that. It's not that big of a deal. But end all be all, that gacha system is the worst affront to the game in general. It's what sank the game in the first place. And then you continue that garbage going into this offline version. It's just, I don't know if it's even worthwhile, guys. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, this is so bad. This is genuinely terrible. Compare this to the way the Dan Mimo handled theirs. Yes, Dan Mimo did strip theirs down a little bit, but it was also 2 years ago. But they did a whole thank you message in there. They improved things. They did things to make sure that that game continued to flow and work beautifully offline. It was well optimized, it ran fine, and they even did a few updates once it was offline, even though they weren't making any money off of that. And there was a big rumor going around that this was going to be a separate app and that you'd have to pay for it. And even if that were the case, if they had kept the English language version in there, if they had kept the all the stories, and they made people pay $10 to $20, I would still justify that if only those two things were still there. But everything they've done here has literally been working hard strictly to remove functionality from the offline version of the game. And that is miserable. Absolutely miserable. And I'm sure that the argument would be, oh, they'll save space. Oh, they'll save the language packs don't take up that much space. The stories, sure, they do take up space. Give us an option. Let us choose what we want to download when we want to download it. It's really not that hard. It's not difficult at all to say, oh, well, first time you download this, you download it from the store, have it all there or have none of it there. I get that when the server's offline or whatever now, so it's just whatever's in the store. But still, like it just feels like they've gone to great lengths to make the game completely. I don't know. I don't want to say unplayable because it's not unplayable, but to make the game undesirable. It's just so bad. Anyway, y'all, thought I'd give you a little update. We do still have a lot of archive stuff I need to get up, so I'm going to work on that over the rest of the week. We've got new Wistoria coming out probably early next week, so stay tuned. There is more to come. Plus, we are going to be doing some light novel reviews and things like that. So there's a lot more Danmachi to come, but I was going to toy with the idea of maybe playing some of this offline, but I don't know. I have it on my phone. I don't know if it'll stay, I'll be honest. What do you guys think? Let's sound off in the comments. And also, the fact that the PC app doesn't work is also miserable. Just so bad. Like, it would take nothing to put it on the website and have everything there. And the fact you can't even download that is just the dumbest thing ever. Like, that's the one place you could have easily put everything. Justified the download. Put it on Steam for $10, $20, and you could have made a killing on that. Aiming is so dumb. What is wrong with their business decisions? Ugh.